Brothers, so I know that I covered this on stream already, but I wanted to do its own video because I think this topic is important enough to cover twice, three times, four times, as many times as it takes. So, two troopers in Washington, D.C. were gunned down by an illegal immigrant. This guy was from Afghanistan. He shouldn't have been here. He was on one of the planes that was fleeing Afghanistan. So, a whole bunch of those refugees, so refugees in quotations, yeah, this was one of those. This guy came into this country in our most embarrassing hour under Biden's withdrawal from Afghanistan. And this is the guy. His name is Ramanuala Lakanawal. And he came into the country in 2021 per CBS. So he was 29 years old. He was from Washington State. He immigrated here as part of Biden's special immigrant visa program, the Allies Welcome Program, launched when Afghanistan began to fall. He applied and was granted asylum April of this year, even though he was here since 2021. Yeah, this is crazy. This guy should not have been in the country. There's so much wrong with this story. But two National Guard troops are dead because of this guy. And also, we had to see this guy naked on a gurney, which was horrific. Absolutely, absolutely terrible. Yeah, there you go. Enjoy. Um, but yeah, this guy is somebody who was in the country illegally, and we're learning more and more information. So, a legal alien from Afghanistan overstayed a visa granted him by Joe Biden under Operation Allies Welcome. Born uh, February 9th, 1996. Last known address was in Washington State, thousands of miles from D.C. Execute him and make it public. I agree. Nick Sorter, I agree. But first, extract every ounce of information that you can. Did somebody set him up to this? Did he do it on his own? What were his motivations? Get every ounce of information that you can. And yeah, I think that's a good start. A good start. But yeah, I mean, more and more videos have come out showing, you know, showing the guy getting detained, arrested, got him on the ground. Yeah, this piece of shit. It says a video showing the aftermath of the DC shooting. All National Guard members deployed to cities must now be allowed to carry fully loaded weapons. You might as well paint a target on them. If this was targeted, we must change the rules of engagement. Everybody must be deputized as a U.S. Marshal, and therefore allowed to carry loaded weapons and authorized to use deadly force. Whatever it takes, brother. Whatever it takes. But dealing with these people needs to be a priority. The Biden administration has failed this country in so many ways. The Democrat Party has failed this country in so many ways. And we need to start taking this stuff seriously. We need to take this seriously. Two National Guard troops were dead because there was this fat, retarded Muslim illegal immigrant. I mean, holy shit, where is that on the victim pyramid hierarchy? But because this guy was in the country when he shouldn't have been, he was able to carry this out. And by the way, you are not prepared for the mainstream media's coverage of this. A lot of the coverage is based around, well, if they just hadn't been there, if the troops hadn't been there, then this wouldn't have happened. That is the cope. That is the lie. That is the just putrid commentary that we see as a result of this. And it's absolutely despicable the way that the media is making this out to be like it's Trump's fault, like Trump did something wrong. It's outrageous. It really is. I mean, look at this. We got a clip from my boy Matt Morse. Let's move this move this over and we can. Matt chooses the same side to put his cam that I do. So we gotta let Matt more speak.
Completely detached from reality. Absolutely insane. And so this is the type of rhetoric that has led us to where we are now, that has resulted in all of this violence. The violence has taken place again today. Let's go ahead and highlight the mainstream media's reaction to today's violence. After today's shooting took place, what are they saying on the mainstream media? Well, I've got a couple highlights for you. Let's see what MSNBC has to say. Take a look.
You know, there's so much controversy happening in the United States right now with ICE, who are also wearing uniforms and wearing masks. And so you don't know, people walking around with uniforms in an American city. There are some Americans that might object to that. And so apparently this shooting has happened.
I mean, just really think about that. You just found out that 2 guards are dead. Or if they're not dead at that point, they're severely, severely wounded. It's a serious deal. And your first thought, the first thing that you want to convey to the American people is, well, if they hadn't been there, or, putting it in the way that he did, well, some people don't like ICE, and, ICE wears uniforms, and these guys wear uniforms, and I think that MSNBC should lose its license. I think that most of these mainstream media outlets should lose their license. These people are not journalists. They're not press. They don't deserve the prestige of that. These people are not journalists. These people are propagandists that are willing to divide and incite and enrage people for cash. Do you want to know the truth of it? Let me just rant about the mainstream media for a minute, if you guys don't mind. The media is no different than the people on X that are trying to generate and farm hatred for clicks to make money. Anyone who thinks that the mainstream media has prestige, I just want you, every time you see one of these people, to think about some person on X that is farming engagement to get a little bit of money. That's who these people are. They are not the fourth pillar or the fourth estate. No. The press in this country are an embarrassing gaggle of pathetic, greedy, covetous, envious, broken, damaged, godless, soulless freaks. And the moment that you realize that these people have no credibility, just like that, their spell breaks. And you realize they have no power, and they have no real control. And you realize what these people are, and you have contempt for them, beyond contempt. You don't hate the mainstream media enough. 2 guard troops are dead. At the time, I don't think that he knew that they were dead, but they were shot. And this thing was, well, I mean, what about ICE? Like, ICE has uniforms. ICE is doing the job of enforcing federal law. We really should be rounding up these people in media, these people, these rogue Democrat judges, these rogue Democrat politicians. I'm telling you, we really should be rounding these people up. I mean, Trump is a half measure. Trump isn't even a half measure. Trump is a quarter measure. What is ultimately going to save this republic, and this is something that George Washington understood, and this is something that Abraham Lincoln understood, that sometimes you have to take extreme measures to save the country. Like, if Trump suspended habeas corpus, these people would freak out. But they idolize Lincoln. Like, the reality is, these people, they want to continue to infest and infect the system. But like cancer, you need to purge these people. You need to get them out. You need to remove them from society and civilization And anyone who pops up to be like one of these people, they need to be punished in the most severe way imaginable. You need to restore order to society. And the way that you do that is you crush these people. These malevolent bad actors acting in bad faith that are rooting for the downfall of the United States because they personally don't like Trump and they will be enriched by the United States downfall. Punish these people in a way that will set an example for 1,000 years. That's my opinion. That's my advice. And you know what? I'm not alone in that. I'm certainly not the only one. Matt Morris has talked about it. Asmongold has talked about it. So many people are talking about it now because they're fed up and they're frustrated. And you know what? They have every right to be. And so do I. Because this is ridiculous. That this fat Muslim retard was allowed to stay into the country and then go out and kill 2 National Guardsmen. This guy needs to be stabilized. Then I want our intelligence agencies to extract every ounce of information from this guy, and then I want them to put him to death. And do it in a public way. Everyone should be able to see it. We should see justice being done. Anyway, yeah, I wanted to do a story on this. Wanted to cover this because this is important to me. I understand the timing of this couldn't be worse. It's on the eve of Thanksgiving. It could also be that because it is on the eve of Thanksgiving, this guy chose this day to do it. It's right before an American holiday. So what I would say is I hope this doesn't ruin your Thanksgiving. I hope you can still have fun and good times with your friends and family. And yeah, I will be here to cover this stuff afterwards. But I hope you all have a wonderful, blessed day. And just know God is with you. And yeah, I'm going to say a prayer before we end things. Dear Lord, I come before you today. And I just ask that you soothe the hearts of so many frustrated and angry and disappointed people. I ask that you just touch them and allow them to have a moment of peace and celebration during this Thanksgiving holiday. Lord, I just pray for the families of those National Guardsmen. I pray that you be with them, that you give them strength. This is going to be an incredibly difficult time, and especially right now as they were preparing for Thanksgiving, now to realize that they're not going to have their father, brother, uncle. They're not going to have that special somebody at the dinner table. Lord, I pray that you be with them. You give them strength. Lord, I pray for all the people out there that are afraid right now. I pray that you be with them. You give them courage. You give them strength. You give them endurance. You give them the willpower to do what needs to be done. Lord, I thank you in Jesus' holy name. And Jesus, you know what it is to sacrifice. So I hope that you take these 2 souls into your care and guide them into heaven. I say this in Jesus' holy name. Amen. So yeah, terrible news. I think this guy, I think he's going to radicalize more people than you can possibly imagine. People were already on edge with Charlie Kirk, but I think this is going to make things far worse. And I think that the only way that you fix this, if you want to know honestly, I think what Trump has to do in order to fix this country, I don't think he's going to do. I don't think he has the stomach for it. I don't think he has the spine for it. Because it's going to require doing things that we in normal times wouldn't want to do. But Trump wants to play within the system. He's a slave to optics. He can't do anything that's going to make him unpopular. He goes with the flow. That's why he brought Mamdani and glazed him in the Oval Office. He's a slave to optics. When Mamdani should be in prison. Mamdani should be in a jail cell. He's a communist. But unfortunately, too many people are obsessed with the media and optics and playing the game rather than doing what needs to be done to make this country great again. Anyway, brothers, thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting the channel. I appreciate it. I'll see you next time.